Hello everybody, welcome back to another technology review. This time I will be explaining what keyboard is. Let me enter my PIN, like always. Basically you unlock your device, and if you have a PIN, I explained that in the last video how to enter it and stuff like that. And then you go to the main screen and you have to scroll right to go to word processor. I'm going to click that. And if, so once you open up word processor for the first time, basically there's a create, open, print, emboss, and settings. Those are the only options. We're going to go into settings and manage personal dictionary and spell checker language. So spell checker language is when you do spell check on your document. It will spell check in that language. So if it's Chinese, then it'll spell check in Chinese. If it's Vietnamese, it'll spell check in Vietnamese. And there's only a few languages that it can translate to, so, or spell check to. Anyways, we're gonna press personal dictionary button. And we have English, United States. Now, that's the only personal dictionary I have. So I'm going to click on that. And now it opens up the dictionary menu. So English, United States, you can add. You don't have any words in the user dictionary. To add a word, tap the add button. Now, this is a test I'm going to type. So basically, type a word. I'm just going to say my name. And shortcut, optional. Basically you gotta type, it's shortcuts optional. So it's mostly, and then I should add it. I'm not too familiar with the dictionary, so. I'm gonna get out of the personal dictionary menu. And I'm gonna get out of the settings screen. And for this, I'll turn my speech on. Ooh, that was too loud. Because I got a request to do that, so.
Accessibility.
Mostly I'll turn the speech on, but for sometimes I'll have to turn it off because I'm, gonna probably scroll through personal information. So I'm gonna create a document.
Edit box. End of document. Software.
By the way, if you have a Braille note touch,
Accessibility.
just a regular old Braille note touch, the voice is a little bit different. So.
.6 deleted.
So now you can just type anything you want. So you create the document, and I'll be showing you basic commands. Let's open up the menu and take a list at them. So there are many commands. This is why I'm just making one whole video out of it. File functions.
Editing functions. Format functions. Bottom.
And that's it. So I'm going to go to File Functions.
File functions. Create new additional document.
Create new additional documents. So space with dots N. That's basically if you want another document with this. So if you're doing something for school or work or whatever, or just want to do it, space plus N will add additional document, so you can type something in there and then refer back to the other document with space with dots 1, 2, 5, 6. Also, in order to create new additional document on your document, you have to save it first, and I'll tell you how to do that later. So open additional document, backspace with O.
Save.
You can also press space with dots 1, 2, 5, 6. And that will basically switch you through the two documents that you have, or if you don't have another document that you created, then it will just say, it'll just give you your document list, sorry. So basically, that's space with 1256 is another version of create new document and open document together. So save space with S. So if you save it, that will open up a menu which will ask you what you want to save the file's name. Its original name is new document. So just press backspace once you get to that menu if you don't want the name to be new document. And scroll left to find location. Location is where the document will be saved, what folder. So to create folders, you have to go to the File Manager, which is one of the applications, and find the folder, or press space N. That should create a new folder, or that should give you a menu that says create folder, and then it has a name, and you just press backspace because the original name is new folder. Type your folder name in there and press enter, and that should make it a new folder. So I'll show you how to do that later. And then save as is space or backspace with S. That means if you already saved your document and you named it correctly or you put it in the wrong location, you can do that. But the thing is that you'll have copied versions of it, so it won't move that document to another folder. You have to delete the document that you saved the wrong name or the wrong folder. File info with space with I. File info means how many words, the document name, how many lines, and stuff like that.
Switch documents, space with dots 1, 2, 5, 6.
Like I told you earlier, that's how you do it.
Enable reading mode, space with X.
Enable reading mode. That honestly doesn't really do anything. If you do that, it will just put you to a reading area where you cannot edit the document. But if you want to go back, you just press space with X again. Or actually, we'll experiment with that later, because I also think that would have the, if your speech is on, it would have it read the document too. You can also do that with space with G.
Enter with V.
Preview, enter with V, preview the document. You can print it by doing that. Print as PDF
Share.
and share. Now, share, if you do that,
Edit. Enter file name edit box. New document.
we're going to name this test.
2 dots 3, 4.
By the way, I'm using contractions, so
Save to drive.
so you can save it. I recommend you save or
Edit box. Test.docs. Save to drive.
what I did is it opens up a menu once you press enter on the you see.
Edit box. End of document.
Once you press enter on the
Create. Edit
What's going
box. End of document.
sorry, my
Text
fingers.
menu. Bottom.
Once you go to
File
the
function bottom.
share option, you press
file
enter,
name edit box.
and if the file doesn't have a name, you have to type it in. We'll name it test like earlier.
4.
Alternate files, we're going to press OK because we want to overwrite it.
Edit box. And share with save to drive.
So we're going to share this document with ourselves, with myself. I mean, not ourselves, myself. Basically, if you save it to Drive, that will make it so you can open it up in Google Docs if you have the application. So what I usually do is I would write all my contacts and stuff like that in here, or grab the contacts from an email and type it in here, and then share it to the drive where I can open it up in Google Docs and share it to anyone. So, Gmail is the email application which I reviewed in the last video. Also, you see the W/R. If you want to, it's like a checkbox. So if you want to check it, just press the top cursor keys, these bumps up here. Just press it. So,
message saved as draft. Edit box. End of document.
So basically, that's what the share function does. Anyways, I'm going to type random stuff here. I'm going to turn off the speech because it's going to get a lot spammier. So let's just type something. Okay, type my thing in. We're going to experiment with reading mode. So basically, I type something random. I'm recording a YouTube video right now. And I'm going to open reading mode. Yep, I was right. So if you want to go back to editing mode, you just type space with dots or space with X. Now in reading mode, you cannot edit the document. So only in edit mode. But I have my speech read it.
I am recording a YouTube video right now.
Oops, sorry. So I'm going to go back to editing mode. And I'll show you some other functions. Enter with dots 2, 3, 4.
Selection start.
Will start where your cursor is. To put your cursor anywhere, you have to press the cursor keys above the Braille. Now, I'm just assuming, but just for basic info on what the thumb keys do and more information about this, you can do the tutorial in the settings or once you get your Braille note attached. So then you start your selection, and at the end you put your cursor wherever you want. I'm going to put my cursor at the end of the document, and you see the cursor's flashing. That means that you're in selection mode. So we're going to press enter with dots 3, 2, 4 again to end selection.
I am recording a YouTube video right now.
And
Selected.
You see everything is selected because your cursor, you'll tell it's selected because your cursor is all under your Braille and it's hard to read what you just wrote. So you can do usually you can do many stuff after you select. So I'm going to press backspace, that'll delete what I selected.
I am recording.
And that's basically what selection mode is for. Now if you want to select the whole document, I just typed something new because everything was deleted. So I'm gonna turn off speech again and I'm gonna type something. Okay, just type something random again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to press enter with a full cell, which is dots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That selected everything, the whole document. Press backspace to delete it all. Okay, so some other functions. To do bold, press enter with B. To do underline, press enter with U. And there's some other symbol. Let's check the menus.
Format functions.
I'm just going to turn off speech for now because it's all turned on.
Speech on.
Speech on. So spell check, space with dots 1, 6. Find, space with F. So spell check is basically your old regular spell check. Oh, you spelled a word wrong and it'll help you correct it. Find previous, find a previous word or previous word of the document that your cursor's on. So if your cursor's at the end of the document, you do previous word. Find next space with N. That means find the next word in the document. So if it goes at the beginning, then you can do find next. And find, just a regular old find, is space with F.
Find next.
Or F. Find next is space with, replace,
Backspace with F.
backspace with F. So that's basically replace the text. So if you have something in your clipboard or something like that, you can replace it.
Insert page break. Backspace with P. Insert map.
Alright.
Insert page break. Backspace with P.
So insert a page break. That's a page break.
Insert map.
Insert some math. I will make a whole video on that later because there's so much to the math thing that you can do.
Copy. Backspace with Y.
Copy. You must have something selected in order to do this. As you heard, it's backspace with Y.
Cut. Backspace with X.
Backspace with X is to cut. So if you have their text must be selected to cut.
Paste. Backspace with V.
Paste is backspace with a V. If you have something copied, backspace with V will paste it.
Select all. Enter with dots 1.
Yes, I've explained that, I think. Yes.
Bottom.
And that's it for that menu.
End of document.
So I'm going to show you spell check. So I spelled a word today wrong. I know that's awkward, but
Speech on. Draw down A.
as you see, I spelled it wrong. So I'm going to spell check it by pressing space with dots 1, 6.
Spell checker. Spell checker. Phrase context. I'm working. Draw down A. Phrase context.
So phrase context. So let's just talk about the interface of the spell check. Excuse me. So it says misspelled word, and it says the word that you misspelled. Right will go to the suggestion, or go your right arrow, go to suggestions. Correct the word. Ignore the word. Ignore all the words. Add words to the dictionary. Now, if you go west from the misspelled word, left with your cursor, the context phrase. This is useful, very useful, because you might have 4 misspelled words that are the same thing. You spelled lecture wrong or something like that. You could have 4 lectures in your document, and still you do not know where you placed all those 4 lectures. So you spelled each lecture differently. So phrase context is very good. So let's go to suggestions, and suggestions is not always right. So it can give you crazy words, and it looks like it does not know what I was trying to say. I was trying to say today. So basically, I'm going to delete all the text I have, and I'm going to type today, Today. Now I'm going to correct it by pressing the correct button, and it says, do you want to correct only this occurrence or all occurrences of this word? Correct once or apply to all? I would press apply to all because spell check completed. If there were more words, it would basically pause and have a spell checker icon, and then it would show up. So I'm deleting all the stuff. And now let's do the format functions. So you can align or alignment. Paragraph style. Now paragraph style is very useful if you want your paragraph to be bigger or smaller. Alignment is how you want documents alignment to be. Formatting details, space with dots 3, 5. Bold, enter with V. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Italic. enter with I. So so if you do any of the bold, italic, or underline symbols, you won't be able to see them in Braille, but the person that you're sending it to can see it there. So default font attributes, backspace with D, and that's it for the file functions, or the format functions, I mean. That's basically all the settings for keyword. If you have any questions, please tell me in the comments, because keyword is a very large application. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to learn. So space with E will exit, so I'm doing that, or you can press the triangle button. I'm used to pressing space with E in this keyword area, so I don't want to save my document. So you should always save your document, but since it's a test document, I'm not saving it. And then it just takes you back to the menu. So open will open the document. So basically, if you have a Braille Note Touch, you may have more folders. Actually, you have a lot of folders. So right now, I'm in my my SD card folder right now, because I'm in a Braille Note Touch Plus, so I'm in storage. We have alarms folder, Android, DCIM, which I don't know what that is. Docs is Google Docs. Well, anyways, there are a lot of folders here, so I created some of my own. Go to parent folder. That might sound weird to you, but if you press that, it's your drive selection. So if you have a flash drive plugged in, you may access the documents from there. And I clicked on storage, which is my main thing, because that's the only thing I got. So I'm gonna go to, well, let's just go to a, I don't know, you can view the documents in a folder by pressing enter on the folder. And if there are no documents in folders, then they will just be saved outside of the folder. So, in default, when you save, it's outside of the folder, so, or the last folder you saved it in. So, the last folder you saved it in was writing, or the last document that you saved was in writing, then it will be in the writing folder. Well, that's just what I created, so. Anyways, HP scan. Sorry about that, everybody, but I am back again. So, I'll cut this thing up. I'm turning on my speaker now. Also, just tell me if the speech is too slow or fast, because I can fix that if you'd like. So I am going to show you how you can create folders and folders and folders. So I'm in my key files, my files. So another way you can create folders is if you go to keyword and press open, which will take you to the file manager, and then you can press space with N, and that's a new folder. So I'm canceling that. But instead, I will open the menu. See what I did.
/unmark. /unmark all. Enter with dots 1. Open. Info. Space rename. Back delete. Rename. Backspace delete. Backspace with dots 2. Copy. Backspace with Y.
So you can make folders in folders. So I'm going to go to my very own folder. Now this is personal information, so I'm opening my writing folder. And I'm going to make a new folder right here. Now it's the same command, space with N. It's just that you're going to have a folder inside a folder, which doesn't make any sense to me, but, well, I guess you could do it, but. Anyways, that's probably it for this video. There's really nothing else. If you have any questions, about this or any other questions on any other videos, just comment and I will read it because it shows up in my feed, my YouTube feed. So anyways, bye-bye.